So on the last little video grab, we talked about the importance of keeping a scoreboard. Well, I want to kind of call a bit of action here, So in the context of that, if you said, I'm going to commit to having an annual checkup, then you're getting serious. Then you've kind of got a scoreboard that is measurable. Then you've got, something that's keeping a tab on things. So when you do an annual checkup, you can do it in all sorts of ways. And to me, you'd want to consider doing it in a number of ways. Go and see your GP. Absolutely do the disease marker checkup. Find out where disease is kind of happening in your life. Go and see a naturopath. Have a more health-orientated checkup, so you're kind of getting that preventative strategy in place. And go and see a health and fitness advisor as well, and get a sense of where that health and fitness is at. And you'll see the relevance of health and fitness, particularly in a moment with something I want to talk about. Probably what I didn't mention was I didn't talk about mind health as well. And so, we kind of think like, no way, we're going to check out where our mind health is at. But, seeing a life coach, seeing a psychologist, it can really, really be helpful to kind of get a real sense of whether you're looking at things in the right way, because it makes a difference when you're kind of clear in that way. So when I do an annual checkup, one of the things I do is I combine, as I said, the health markers, but I also look at disease markers in a different way. And this may or may not interest you, but there are 4 pathways to disease known to human beings. Big long words. One of them's inflammation, one of them's glycation, oxidation, and what haven't I said? I said inflammation, oxidation, glycation, and methylation. You can see we're doing this live. But those 4 things lead to every disease known to man. And you can actually measure how you're travelling down them. So you can find out well before the disease markers that a doctor's going to give you are going south, and you can be preventing them. And as a little bonus today for your Dadology viewing, I'm going to throw in a little quiz that kind of lets you see where you're at in that sense. It's quite illuminating, keeping in mind that each of these pathways, unfortunately, if it's left to run, leads to serious illness. Inflammation can lead to all the itises. So you could have anything from arthritis, through to meningitis, if you like. There's all different itises, and methylation leads to heart disease and mental illness, and glycation leads to diabetes and obesity, and oxidation basically underpins cancer. So knowing these things is really, really important. So make sure you fill that out when you get to the end of this.
So I'm a dad, I'm at home, I've decided, yep, Robert, you're right, I need to go and see a naturopath. What does it look like if I come into your office and get a health check?
Well, it's not going to take a lot of your time, that's the thing, I'm going to ask you a whole heap of questions, and I'm going to do a whole heap of little measurements. But the measurements I do are a little bit different, because the measurements I look at the biological markers of your health. And that's a really interesting conversation to have, because so my health check is based on some of the findings that came from a couple of professors from Tufts University in America, Evans and Rosenberg, and they found that when it came to aging and kind of losing your way through your life, that there were really 10 distinct measures that you could look at that gave us a real sense of whether you're winning or losing that aging battle. And I'll read them out to you. Number 1 was how much muscle you had. Number 2 was your muscle strength. Number 3 was your basal metabolic rate. Number 4 was your body fat percentage. Number 5, your aerobic capacity. Number 6 was your blood sugar regulation. 7, cholesterol. Number 8, blood pressure. Number 9, your bone density. And number 10, temperature control. Now, I'll be honest, they've kind of changed them a little bit over time, but that's a good starting point. But if you listen to that, when you go along to the doctor, and you could be a bit overweight and a bit unfit and whatever, but you have your blood tests and they say, oh, your blood pressure's, your cholesterol's all right and your blood glucose control is all right and we've taken your blood pressure and that's all right, you're perfectly healthy. The reality is you're not. And that's kind of one of the things that has fallen away, I think, in our understanding of health, is that we kind of look at these numbers on a piece of paper and the numbers aren't always the most important numbers. Because if you went to the gym and you increased your muscle mass, or you ate a bit better and got muscle growth accordingly, by just doing that one thing, your cholesterol will lower, your blood pressure will improve, your blood sugar regulation will improve, etc. And yet, We don't even look at that if we just go through the normal medical model. So again, we've got all these other practitioners out there who are aligning to the real important preventative players, and I think we probably need to have a look at those. So that's what my annual checkup kind of looks at. It looks at those things, and as I say, it's a pretty simple experience. It's not going to, you don't have to give up your day job to come on and have a look.